Let's look at what to do if you're asked what inference can be made when you're taking a passage based test question. First off, remember that many tests today will do the following: they'll ask you to read a passage, answer a question that tests both your reading comprehension and tests your understanding of another topic. To answer these questions correctly, you'll almost always have to go back into the passage, then reread those passages and hunt through each paragraph for an answer. It's also kind of a test of patience. Never select an answer until you can point to the paragraph or sentence in the passage that it came from. We're going to be using the article from Team Moon: How 400,000 People Landed Apollo 11 on the Moon. Have this article open as you investigate the question and be ready to go back and reread through it. First, let's look at a question. What can be inferred about the mood and attitude of the team working on the Apollo 11 mission? You probably learned quite a lot about the Apollo 11 mission when reading through it, but this is a very specific detail, which is what a lot of passage based questions want. They want you to go back and see if you can answer based on that specific detail. So, what can be inferred about the mood and attitude of the team? A, they were confident and knew exactly what to do. B, they were unsure and hesitant about their tasks. C, they were driven by a sense of adventure and challenge. And D, they were primarily motivated by the space race with the Soviet Union. It's asking which of these is the best answer, or what can be inferred about the mood and attitude of that team from the passage. Now, some tips to answer. First, that remember that inferencing is like being a detective. It's like investigating. When you infer something, you use clues from what you read or see to figure out something that isn't directly told to you. It's like putting together puzzle pieces in your mind to understand more than what is just in front of you. In almost every passage based question, they want you to read between the lines. They want you to show that you understand it at a deep level. Imagine you're reading a story and it says Sarah grabbed her umbrella, put on her raincoat, and looked outside at the dark clouds. Now, in that story, it doesn't directly say it's raining, but you can infer or guess that it's probably going to rain because the umbrella, raincoat, and dark clouds. Now, go back and reread your question one more time. Then I would pause this video and be prepared to look at the correct answer. So let's look at that. With the question, what can be inferred about the mood and attitude of the team working on the Apollo 11 mission? Question A said that they were confident and knew exactly what to do. This just isn't right. The article says no one knew for sure how to get to the moon, how to land, or get home. This means they weren't completely sure what to do at the start. The article is directly contradicting or going against A. Answer B says they were unsure and hesitant about their tasks. This isn't completely true. Yes, they didn't know everything at first, but the article doesn't say they were scared or hesitant. They were ready to figure things out. D says they were primarily motivated by the space race with the Soviet Union. While this is true, it isn't the main reason and doesn't really answer the question. The article says the space race was important at first, but for the people working on the mission, it became less important. They were more excited about exploring space and the challenge of it. So the correct answer is C. They were driven by a sense of adventure and challenge. This is the right answer. The article talks about how they were excited and really into the challenge of going to the moon. It mentions their goal gave them a reason to solve problems and be excited, not just the space race with the Soviet Union. So if C is the correct answer, how did we determine that? How did we prove it? Reread and highlight these sections from the article. This is where we found the correct answer. In paragraph 3, it says, so they came by the thousands. No one knew for sure how to get to the moon, how to land, or get home. But their goal was clear cut, and that was enough. That gave them purpose, a reason to puzzle out the problems and seek solutions rather than sleep. And paragraph 4 said, but for those who actually worked on the moonshot, the race became an afterthought. They were fueled instead by a desire to explore the heavens, the poetry of it all, the scientific challenge of it all, the we're going to the moon excitement of it all. You can see through paragraph 3 and 4 in these specific quotes it takes from them that we can infer that the mood and the attitude of the team working on the Apollo 11 mission were driven by a sense of adventure and challenge. They wanted to puzzle out the problems and seek solutions. They were fueled instead by a desire to explore the heavens. We read that article closely enough that we could tell exactly what that team wanted to do.